Anyway, like I said, Eliza was in... Hey, Eliza. Whoa, you're looking good, baby. Yeah. You got the walk. You know how to walk and walk.
That's not Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
No.
She was another Slayer.
Right here?
Buffy was... Hi, Eliza.
Hi,
nice
how
to
are
meet you.
Sarah Jessica Gellar was the vampire.
Sarah Jessica Gellar.
She was the vampire.
Eliza, welcome to the show. I was a fan of yours on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Well, thank you.
She was Faith.
You were Faith.
Hi, how you doing?
How are you?
Oh, Robin, you're abroad. You should know the show.
Is it great? Is it a great life, Eliza, to be this good looking? Your body is smoking hot.
Yeah, tell us.
Is it?
What's it like?
What's it like to be the hot chick?
I'm just a tomboy from Boston. I tripped and fell at my brother's audition when I was 9. I mean, I'm kind of starting to come to terms with the fact that I'm girly, but I swear to God, like I played football and like climbed trees growing up, and I've kind of a crooked face. And
well, come on, it's not. You're a very beautiful woman. There's no question about it. Isn't it true that even you started out as an actress very, very young?
Yeah.
And isn't it true? When you were like, what was the age you were at when, who the hell was hitting on you? Yeah, 14 when Mickey Rourke started hitting on you. When you were
in a hair salon.
That's old for Mickey Rourke.
Right.
Where was this? What's his name?
Was Giuseppe Franco?
Giuseppe Franco. He used to have a car out of there.
His office was right in front of it.
So you were 14 years old?
And I just moved to L.A. and I had just seen 9.5 Weeks, and I thought he was the hottest dude on the planet. Right. And then I saw him in the hair salon, and he had his dog, and he was like feeding me Marlboros and trying to get me to come out with him that night. And I was like, wow, I guess Hollywood is this kind of crazy place.
And it's pretty scary for a 14-year-old girl to be hanging out and like this older man. You know.
I grew up with 3 big brothers, and I grew up with like a lot of dudes in Boston, so it wasn't that shocking.
But if Mickey Rourke is hitting on you when you're 14, you were obviously very sexual even at a young age.
He wasn't the only one hitting on me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So what
the other guys were 14, though.
So at what age, when you have this kind of equipment, even though you're emotionally a 14-year-old, when you have this kind of equipment, did you begin to become sexually active at a very young age?
Not a very young age, but, I mean, my parents divorced when I was born. I have 3 older brothers, and I remember...
Who raised you?
My mother and my 3 brothers.
What about your dad? What, he split?
No, he's been around. He's a elementary school teacher. He taught, like, Bobby Brown and all the kids from New Edition in 4th grade in Boston. And we'd go with him on the weekends, and he's like a crazy Albanian.
So you like him?
I love my dad.
He taught Bobby Brown? Does he feel like a failure? My God.
Well, all the kids from New Edition.
He said he used to keep him in detention every day writing Mr. Dush like push, coup on the blackboard because he didn't pronounce our name.
Did you get goofed on for your name, douche? Because the word douche is in your name?
It's actually Dush like push.
Yeah, but nobody knows that. Everyone says Eliza Dushku.
I try and remind people, and I try and skew people.
Was there a time when... Thank you. Was there a time when you decided, I'm going to change my name because I don't want to be Dushku?
No. Dushku means strong oak in Albanian. I have an Albanian eagle tattoo, and I'd like it. And I remember Arnold Schwarzenegger, when I was 12, said, Eliza, don't change your name. People will learn it. Trust me.
So you actually appeared with Arnold Schwarzenegger at the age of 14 in True Lies.
I was 12 on True Lies.
True Lies.
I was playing 14.
You were playing his daughter.
You were great at that. 14.
Thank you.
Yeah. And you...
That was when the look started coming from the boys, and that's when my brothers had, like, the talk with me about dudes.
Who do you decide to give your virginity to? Was it someone in the business? Because from what I can tell, I'm looking over your resume, you've dated mostly famous, wealthy guys.
Is that
Absolutely not.
Not true, and I will prove my point.
Well, we can get into that.
We're going to get into it.
I'll tell you, I've dated chimney sweepers, and I dated one of my...
You were dating in the 1800s?
We didn't even know there were...
Did you live in London in the 1860s?
No, I like
Hello,
Boston.
Governor. Hey, I'm a chimney sweeper. Chim-chimney.
Okay, he was a bookie who had a side job as a chimney sweeper.
Wow.
What is a chimney sweeper? What does a chimney sweeper do?
In Boston, you have to clean the chimneys so that you don't get house fires.
Did you grow up in a Dickens novel or something?
So, Eliza, let me understand something. You're becoming this beautiful woman at a young age.
Thank you.
And you decide when to have sex. And who do you give it to? I mean, some guy must be running around going, guess who I banged? Guess whose virginity I took? Eliza Dushku.
I don't think it's like that. Because, honestly, I mean, I can't lie. I had a little bit of a party past. I'm not as exciting these days, but
You
I
drink
had
and
my
smoke?
day.
Do you smoke weed?
I don't smoke and I don't drink anymore.
Oh,
it's
so
been a couple of years.
So at this young age, how old are you now, can I ask?
I just turned 28.
All right, so at 28, you're already on the wagon, so you must have been wild.
Oh, boy, she doesn't
She had an alter ego name. It was everything. It was full blown.
What happened to the chimney sweep? Did he die of scurvy or tuberculosis?
No, he lives in L.A. He's still doing his thing. He's an actor now, of course.
Oh, is it?
So what did you get into? You into a little coke, a little heroin? What were you? How bad did it get?
No, never that bad.
Never
it
had
was
a good...
mainly I did a film in Australia when I was 14, and it was with Casey Affleck and Jim Belushi and Halle Berry. A horrible movie that I mean, not a horrible movie, I shouldn't say that, but it didn't come out very, very well. It's like one of those ones you want to buy every copy and put it in a closet and burn it. But
one of the few bad Jim Belushi movies.
I remember the first day, you know, the drinking age in Australia was 18. It was like the first day, and someone went, "Have you ever met Wild Turkey? Well, let's introduce you to." And I started smoking these, like, I think they were called Peter Jackson cigarettes, and I just went on this party kick, and I loved it. And then they had to, when we got back to the States, they kind of had to wrangle me a little bit. And
you got a little out of control.
I got a little out of control.
And you were sexually active. Boy, that would have been the time to get you.
Well,
18, Wild Turkey.
I wasn't before that, yeah.
You started having sex at 18? You were younger. 17. I'm going to guess 15 with you. You look like you got a wild look in your eye.
You can guess. You can take your...
15 is wrong?
15's wrong.
Never experimented with another woman?
I've kissed girls in like a blackout, not a blackout, but in a little bit of a faded state, just for kicks.
You were blacked out and you made out with women. You made out with women?
Blacked out. I've never actually really been a blackout. I could drink my brothers under the table until, you know, until I
When
quit.
did you start making out with girls? How old were you then?
When I got to L.A., we were at Sky Bar.
Right.
Some sleazy agent guy was like, "You should make out with that chick. It'll be really hot." And I was like,
agent.
"Okay."
Guys have great ideas, don't they? Guys know how to orchestrate.
But then I was dating this really sweet guy at the time, and he was horrified, and he almost like threw me in the pool, and I was like, "Well, it's not worth it."
All right, here's my idea with here's what I'm talking about with your relationships and dating. Okay, you dated the guy who created Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane.
Not really.
You didn't?
No.
You didn't sleep with him?
I haven't. Like I said, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I went karaokeing with Seth. We met through a friend, and we went karaokeing, and we did a duet of Suddenly Seymour, and we were like so just like love struck in that moment when he was giving like Rick Moranis, and I was Audrey, and we were at the Brass Monkey in L.A., and we made out, like, right after the song, and he also, you know, like, gave me a bunch of Jack Daniels, and I had been on the wagon for a little while, and I haven't drank since. But he's still a friend. He's still a good friend.
So why not have sex with him? Why just in the moment? What happened there? You were making out, everything felt good. What went wrong?
Because nobody likes a whore, Howard. Nobody likes a whore.
Oh,
that's what I learned when I was 12 years old.
Hang out on this
That's
show.
how I got taught about the birds and the bees. One of my brothers...
No one likes a chatty whore.
Wait a second. What do you mean no one likes a whore?
I have three brothers. The oldest one was trying to explain the birds and the bees to me when I was 12. He was like trying to choose his words so carefully. He was like, "Lies, it's about that time where we have to tell you about this." And
why is that being a whore?
I'm kind of like your father. So he's telling me, and my other brother, Ben, who's kind of crazy, steps in and he said, "I'm her brother, too. I want to be on this conversation." So he said, "Okay, but just shut up. Don't say anything. Let me handle this." So he's talking to me. I have no idea, no recollection of what my oldest brother was telling me. And finally, my brother leans in and he goes, "Oh, sis, let me break it down for you. Basically, what Aaron's trying to say is nobody likes an effing whore." And I was like, what? I was 12 years old. And to this day, as much drinking and partying as I did, as much everything that went down, in that moment, I would be in a nice little kiss and cuddle, and no matter how much I had to drink, I would turn to the guy and I'd go, "All right, that's enough."
But why does
Nobody
that
likes a whore. But guys would go, "What?" Like,
but wait a second.
We love whores.
But what is that? Why does that make you a whore? If you were with Seth MacFarlane and you liked this guy, you had some chemistry.
No, I'm saying why I don't sleep with multiple men.
Well, I'm not saying you sleep. I mean, maybe you could have had a relationship with the guy. It sounds like you bailed out.
No, I told you we made out one night.
And that's it. Boom. Done.
You know what
your brother... The New York Post picked it up.
You know what your brothers were saying? They were saying no guy likes their sister to be a whore.
Right.
That's what they're saying.
You dated...
I honestly appreciated that so much because over the years, like, it was a tape in my head, and every time it kind of like got to that moment, that would click in my head, and it kind of saved me.
I'm sure it was confusing for Seth MacFarlane. Here he thinks he's getting you, and then all of a sudden, did he call you like the next day and say, "Hey, I think there was something there. Let's go out on a date. Let's hang out together"? Didn't he want more of you?
He just left me a message yesterday. We talk, we're friends. He told me I should go to the Cosmic Collision thing at the planetarium if I have time in New York. He's a sweetheart. He's really fun.
He's still trying to get in your pants.
Yeah. I'd be happy to take you there.
You know, when I was very young...
We're in the Fox family together now, so we just sort of...
When I was very young, my sister sat me down, and she said, no one likes a handsome, muscular guy. And I took that to heart.
Sister.
Yeah, I understood that.
No, but isn't that kind of a cool thing that my brother, like, you know, he's sort of, out of my 3 brothers, he's the most loose cannon of them all, but he gave me the best advice so early on, and it really...
Well, brothers tell women weird things, and it sticks with them for life. I'll give you an example. My wife, Beth.
Right.
She...
My hair's awesome.
She is awesome.
Hairstylist, like, lovers.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But like she says to me, I know you don't like to perform oral sex. I go, how do you know that? How would you know that? Because my brothers told me guys don't like it. It stinks down there, blah, 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 blah. You know, the whole thing. Right. So I said, your brothers are wrong. I like doing it.
Yeah, that comes in the category of your brothers.
See, brothers tell you stuff because they're trying to protect their sisters.
Right.
And I think Beth thinks to this day that guys really, you know, and then we lie to women and we tell them that we like oral sex. But I don't mind doing it if it's the right girl.
Are you kidding me? That's fantastic.
That's kind of what brothers are for. Like, my brother he has a 3-day-old newborn baby, and he almost dropped his baby when he saw my Maxim pictures the other day. And he was like, yeah, why are you going to do that?
Did you do new Maxim pictures?
Yeah, I have the Maxim cover coming out today.
Oh, no kidding. I want to see that. Yeah, what'd you do? Are you, like, almost naked?
No, we went for a very, like noir goddess sort of... I mean, the cover is...
Let me guess. You're nude, but you cover your boobies with your hand or something, right? You went the full... None of that?
No, we kept it... On the cover, I'm wearing a black bra and underwear, which I think is the same thing as wearing a bikini. And I've worked hard for my body. I came in third place in a triathlon this year, and I signed up a week before. I beat J-Lo.
Awesome body. How tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
5'5". What do you weigh?
Thank you. I weigh about, I don't know, like around 115. But I get some muscle happening in my legs.
You got some body on you. Look at your ass. I mean, look at you. Your
But I've had to work out real hard for the show, for Dollhouse.
Right.
Which is sort of what we're here to...
I'll get the Dollhouse. Don't worry. I'll give you a plug. You'll love it.
The Dollhouse, I know, is a strip club, right?
They're not shooting in Tampa, Robin.
The creator of Dollhouse. Men are taken with you. The creator of Dollhouse, Josh Whedon. Joss Whedon, whatever. Whoever heard of a name like that? I got to buy into that. His
name is Joss.
Oh, Joss. He's obviously got a thing for you. He put you in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now you said, I want a series. He creates a series for you. This guy wants inside of you so badly.
He's the coolest wife. He has 2 adorable babies. He's a brother, a mentor, an ally, a friend.
You don't think he wants you? You don't think he's masturbated to images of you?
I would not go there.
I'm going there.
I mean, sure, he thinks I look hot sometimes, I'm sure, but really?
Yeah.
That's me. I'm sorry.
No, honestly, his wife's pretty smoking, and she's also an East Coast girl. And we had our rap party at this burlesque club last Thursday night, and he and his wife were just tearing it up on the dance floor. He couldn't take his eyes off her. He's so in love with his wife.
Chicks don't understand it though when they say his wife is smoking. She probably is, but you're a different smoking girl.
Right.
Yeah, but
we want a different... We like different things.
Again,
you know
I mean, I have so many guy friends, and it's like we're brothers. Like, I'm kind of a guy down.
You think they're your brothers. They want in your pants. Trust me on this.
And I've been told that time and time again.
And it's the truth.
What am I going to do?
I'm a guy,
just going to carry on, and they're my buddies.
It's a tremendous power you have over men. Let's face it.
I've tried to be friends with hot chicks.
Show, and I can't complain. It's definitely a bonus.
You dated Red Sox pitcher Brad Penny, right?
He's now a Red Sox.
That's right. So he was
a Dodger.
So he had a relationship with you.
We dated for about 2 years.
He had you.
Brad's awesome. I love that guy. What's that?
Was he the best you ever had sexually? Was he or not?
He's a great guy.
Why'd you break up?
He was sort of having a bad time at work, and I was sort of picking up on work, and I'm producer of the show and starring in the show. It's like 14, 16-hour days, and it was hard because for the first year we were dating, I could go on the road with him, and we could go hunting, and we could go to Paris.
So what you're saying is...
I had to get back to work, and it was kind of not...
And did he become like, gee, where are you? I need a girlfriend. I want somebody with it. Yeah. So you broke up with him.
We went bow hunting elk in Colorado.
Wow.
Good.
Wow. I could never do that.
bow hunting.
I couldn't kill
And
anything.
I got a lot of grief from PETA about it. But I'm actually an animal lover. I was vegetarian for years, and I started eating meat the day that we killed the elk. And PETA gets a little loopy.
They're ridiculous.
I mean, I made a very clear point of saying that I've only ever hunted what I was going to consume.
Right.
So. And then they said, well, that's what Jeffrey Dahmer said. So now the whole country, 90% of the country's Jeffrey Dahmer. It's a little bit of a stretch.
Do guys ever break up with you, or is it really you're at the calling the shots? Be honest.
I don't know.
You call the shots. You told Brad, hey, Brad, guess what? It's over.
I'm like an 18-month marker. At 18 months, you kind of know if it's going to sink or sail.
Right, and he was done. That was it.
No, he's actually, we still talk, and I really have, extreme affection, and now he's a Red Sox. I mean, that kind of...
Yeah, you got to be a Red Sox fan,
He pulled a good move right there, because I'm a Red Sox fanatic, and
Does he want you back?
I kind of can't wait.
Could you call him right now and say, I'm going to take you back?
When he takes the mound in Fenway for the first time, I might freak out. I might have a little...
You might want him back.
He's going to be taking another mound.
It's got to be hard to get over you. I mean, from what you've said in quotes, you're very free sexually. You have no hang-ups. So, therefore, I imagine anything goes in the bedroom. Am I correct?
I don't know what quotes you're reading.
I read that you are very...
in the bedroom
you are
activity.
free. You said you are free with your sexuality.
I said I'm comfortable with my body, and I'm comfortable.
If I had that body, I'd be comfortable with it, too.
That's right.
I love that I can only see your eyes peering.
That's all you want to see, believe me.
Have you ever had your heart broken by anybody?
It's heartbreaking when, you put a lot of time and investment into a relationship and it doesn't work out. That's hard for both people.
But nobody breaks up with you. If someone gets you, they're like, hey, I'm trying to ride this train.
Like an asshole.
You're not being an asshole. It's the truth.
I don't know. I mean...
You've never had your heart broken. You have to break the hearts. You're the one who calls it off. You call the shots. You're in control, right?
Are you going to watch Dollhouse tomorrow night?
I am. I'm going to watch it, as a matter of fact. Dollhouse.
What is Dollhouse all about?
It's an interesting premise, I think. You work for a secret organization that brainwashes people and makes them forget their memories.
Erases our personality, erases our memory. They keep us in, we sign a 5-year contract. We go into this beautiful, big, Japanese Zen garden underground, basically spa, and they take care of us, but then they take us up and put us in an imprint chair, and they imprint us with different personalities. We're totally human, and they send us out on engagements or adventures for people that hire us for, ridiculous amounts of money.
And from what I see in the promo, you're wearing some hot outfits, which doesn't hurt. I mean, let's face it, they kept that in mind.
A little bit of leather, a little bit of
What kind of adventure are we talking about? What do you do?
Anything. I can be an assassin. I can be a perfect date. The second episode's a bow hunting episode based on my own real events. A lot of the events I go to Joss and tell him about my life and my travels, and then he puts them in the show. But I mean,
so he gets to spend FaceTime with you in these writing meetings.
The heart of the show is really that it's parallels with my own life, being a different person every day and being a woman in society, in our culture today, and trying to figure out who we really are, true identity. My character starts to become self-aware despite the fact they're wiping her personality, and it's the core of it is that,
self-aware core, perfect, Eliza. Now tell me more about the bow hunting.
Yes.
She's not only the star of the show, she's also one of the executive producers.
Yeah. So are you making good money? Fox sometimes can be pretty cheap when it comes to paying people.
No, Fox brought me in, and they came to the table with a really nice deal. And I called Joss a week later, asked him to lunch, and over a 4-hour lunch, I convinced him to do the show for me.
Are you a millionaire? Are you?
I mean, I make good money.
You do?
Yeah.
So you're
I have a nice little house in Laurel Canyon.
So as hot as you are, you're also worth over $1 million, right? I mean, you're a hell of a catch, aren't you?
I've been working since I was 10 years old.
Will you ever get married?
I absolutely want to get married.
You got a boyfriend
my parents got divorced my mom had me when she was 40. So I used to tell every guy going into a relationship, just so you know, my mom had me at 40, and I think I turned out okay, and she had a lot of wisdom, so I'm going to wait, and so I'm not really in the marrying age, so it's probably never going to happen now. I want to wait till 30s. But I don't want to be that.
Maybe your problem is you're beautiful and you're too successful and you just don't need a guy. You know what I mean? Maybe that's going to be the way it is.
It's just hard. Yeah, I work all the time. And being producer on the show now added a whole another layer of sort of responsibility and work. But I love to work.
Tell Josh
I'm a worker bee at heart.
You said
I love every minute of it.
You would never do a nude movie, but you did appear nude in a movie.
No, you got a little side boob.
We saw side boob.
You got a little side boob, but it was sort of unintentional. But then when he asked me if it freaked me out. No, it wasn't gratuitous.
Don't you just don't you just whip your shirt off for like at a locker or something?
I'm in an insane asylum, and I'm trying to break out of the insane asylum. And
why would you take your shirt off in an insane asylum?
You can't get
my gown with your shirt on. And I had to put street clothes on in a flash.
You never been in an insane asylum.
So we see the boob.
Just a little, but YouTube and the internet took it and ran. And
you have real boobs?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Absolutely.
And those are big. Are they not? Am I wrong, or is that an illusion, or are those cutlets?
They're perfect. Look at how perfect they are.
Yeah, do you use cutlets in your bra?
I have, but I'm not today.
You are not wearing cutlets?
No.
I love that word.
I love it too.
So
you like veal or chicken cutlets?
You can't wear cutlets in stunt scenes either. There can be some embarrassing moments if you're like doing a big stunt scene and all of a sudden a chicken cutlet flies at the stunt guy's head.
I would say you're a full B to a C.
That you're exactly right.
I'm an expert.
I'm sure
I've seen it all. Let's take a couple of calls. The show is called Dollhouse. It stars executive producer Eliza Dushku.
Dush. Like push, like tush.
It's better Dushku.
No, it's better Dushku.
Dush.
Can you read?
Premiere, but I have all these douche drops and stuff.
I don't want to get beat up by her brothers. I'm fine with the name.
Premiering tomorrow night at 9 o'clock on Fox. Andy, go ahead. You're on the air.
Oh, yes. Hello, Howard.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy from Ontario. Man, I have an obsession with Eliza Dushku.
Uh-oh.
Hello, Eliza.
Wow. Hi, how's it going?
I bet a lot of guys do.
It's a good one. If you want a really good reference, before I can talk, that's all right. In this movie, it's called The New Guy. Okay?
Yeah.
At the minute mark, at the 48-minute and 21-second mark, Eliza Dushku puts on this bikini display for this guy. She's trying on all these different hot bikinis, and it's amazing.
That
was
a fun day.
Amazing.
I've seen it, Howard. It's pretty damn good.
It's the bikini romp scene.
She is so beautiful. My girlfriend partially left me over her and how much I was into this girl.
Do you masturbate a lot to her?
All the time.
What do you use? Well, come on. Don't tell me that doesn't turn you on.
It's just a little awkward, Howard. Come on.
It was amazing. Even my girlfriend was into her, too.
Wow. Oh, there you are. And there's your side boob. I see it right there.
There you go.
There it is.
That's nip.
By the way, who is this calling? John Mayer? Aren't you Jennifer Aniston's boyfriend?
Yeah.
You're going to be in trouble.
You must get hit on by tons of famous guys, though, right? I mean, you're in that whole...
Any casting couches? Anybody offering
Nobody
big
likes the horror, Robin.
I'm making a movie right now.
Thank you, Ben.
Who took your virginity? Was it a celebrity?
No.
A regular guy?
Yeah.
Who was it, Billy Crystal?
But I will say that when I was doing The New Guy, I was in Austin, Texas, and Colin Farrell, it was before he hit it big, he was doing this movie American Outlaws or something.
Right.
We met in the lobby one night, and he was whooping it up, and we went out on the town in Austin. We were partying, and we got home, and I had a girlfriend of mine visiting, and we ended up going back to my room, and at about 4 in the morning, the concierge, my door opens, and Colin comes in like pure Brad Pitt and Thelma and Louise, shirt off, fake gun holsters, and like just starts pouring like booze everywhere, ends up going in my shower, comes out, like climbed into my bed, and I didn't touch him. And he's a hot dude.
He's a hot dude, but that's obnoxious. I mean, the hotel allowed a guy to walk into your room?
He's a charming guy. He had been there for 2 months, and he had the whole city on like lockdown. Like he had everybody right where he wanted them.
Did he have roofies?
When you first started acting, Pauly Shore hit on you at all?
Pauly Shore. We've met out and about.
Yeah, I'm sure Pauly must have hit on her, right?
Had to, right? He saw her growing up. He didn't let her get by.
And what, were you raised as a Mormon?
I was raised Mormon.
Did you have magic underwear growing up?
Temple garments?
Yeah.
I did not. No, you get that when you're older. My mother has them.
She has magic panties and bra?
My brother's wife one day was doing the laundry, and she came down wearing a pair of temple garments, and she said to my brother, "Look, I found these cute little capris." And my brother went, "Oh, no, those are my mother's temple garments." He was horrified.
Oh, we know Mormon guys who have full magic underwear.
Yeah.
And several pairs of them. And
they go under your clothes.
You're not a Mormon
You
now?
don't do the temple garment?
I have a Mormon hymn tattooed on my hip.
Oh, no kidding. How many tattoos do you have?
6.
Are you a chess player?
I've been learning to play chess. My godfather's a grandmaster chess player, and he owns nightclubs. He used to own all the clubs on Lansdowne Street. Now he lives in L.A.
Where do you play? Do you play on the ICC, the Internet Chess Club?
No, I play in his office at Avalon on Hollywood and Vine.
Oh.
After work, I don't drink, but I kind of don't want to go home sometimes, so I go to Avalon. He has this cute little office set up, and he teaches me how to play chess.
Hey, Howard, I have an interesting fact about Eliza.
Yeah.
Little one.
How
The
interesting.
school she went to, was it called Beaver County Day School?
For 8th grade.
You went to Beaver High?
I went to a school for 8th grade called Beaver Country Day School. Yes, I did. I was a Beaverette.
Dude, how do you know that? I mean, what the fuck are you doing?
I went to private school for 1 year, and it was Beaver Country Day School, yeah.
You know, you have a tremendous effect on my staff. One of our interns just updated her Facebook page and said she would go lesbian.
Wow.
With Eliza.
Really?
I mean, that's pretty great, isn't it?
It's so exciting to be here. I have to say, I'm a huge fan of you guys.
Oh, no
I
kidding.
used to watch
Great.
you all the time on E when
Network.
we were... And I mean, everybody loves you. You guys,
Thanks.
You guys are really, really...
Thank you. Well, I love you.
And we love you.
Yes, this guy's masturbating.
And Robin,
probably.
my best friend, gay boy assistant, like, sister, is out there. His name's Roman, and he, like, thinks you're the sun, moon, and stars.
Oh, that's so
Thanks,
sweet.
Eliza.
I would.
By the way, I should say this. I thought this was pretty interesting. This is Spider-Man stuff. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. So you're friends with Tobey Maguire. He's going up for the role of Spider-Man. The way I understand it, he says to you, look, Eliza, I got to put together like a little piece to show the producers or the director.
Yeah.
And you, as a favor to him, said, okay, I'll be Mary Jane Watson, you be Tobey Spider-Man, and then we'll do a little scene and we'll send it in to them. So you sent this scene in, Tobey. That's how Tobey got the role.
Yeah, he said, Sony doesn't know if I can totally play an action hero, and Sam Raimi wants to do... It wasn't a little tape. It was like Sam Raimi on the studio with wire gags, and we did This Boy's Life together with Leonardo DiCaprio and De Niro. That was my second movie when I was 11, and so it was years later.
Was De Niro fun to work with?
Yeah, I worked with him twice. I worked with him again when I was 20.
Was he nice to you or aloof?
He was totally paternal and kind, and he's shy, but I kind of could mess with him, and so we had a good time.
Did he ask if you had any black girlfriends?
No.
Nothing happened with Leonardo?
You never got it on with him?
No, we were both... I was 11 and he was 15, and we were kind of like the bratty kids on set, like getting in trouble. And
that guy gets chicks that are the only supermodels and the hottest supermodels, Leonardo DiCaprio. Where does he meet all these supermodels? Where do you go to meet supermodels?
I mean, I don't know, but he's a pretty intelligent, philanthropic, cool guy. And on top of being very sexy.
Do you wish he was your boyfriend?
No, I just ran into him recently, though.
You don't feel something for him sexually?
I don't really date actors. I don't know.
If you could date anyone in the world, who is like a guy that turns you on? I mean, think of somebody famous that we could relate to, that physically appeals to you.
It sounds so messed up, and my therapist, that I see once a year, tells me that I eventually have to come in and work on my daddy-daughter issues. But, and out of all actors, I'm a Clooney girl. Clooney is he's charming, he's gorgeous. He's like...
Don't you think he'd bang you if he knew that? I mean, he would definitely do you.
I wouldn't go there. I don't know.
Because you think he would use you?
Not really. I just would... I mean, I'd love to gaze at him. And like I said, I'm always down for a kiss and cuddle, but I'm not really...
When you pleasure yourself, you think about Clooney?
I probably have, sure.
No kidding. You could sit there, conjure up an image of him, and touch yourself.
No, actually, it's weird.
Or your vibrator. I don't know what you use. I would imagine you can use your
hand. And you never will.
I'll never know.
But Clooney's hot. You know who else I think is hot is, I just watched Iron Man recently. Robert Downey Jr. is so hot. And they're doing Iron Man 2. And I am so perfect for the Black Widow character that they just need to get into it. They need to understand. I just learned Russian. I had to play a Russian girl in Dollhouse in the last episode.
But how can you tell them that you... why don't you tell them that you wanted that role?
Maybe we can all tell them. Let's get on the Eliza Black Widow Dollhouse, Black Widow Iron Man 2 campaign.
All right, so let's say Clooney...
Tacky that I just...
No, that's good. What if Clooney said to you, listen, I heard your interview on the Howard Stern show.
Downey Jr. was rocking bod in Iron Man. Ooh, he was rocking bod. And he's just he's funny, he's charming.
We know Favreau, right? Don't we know him?
Yes, we do. Know him well.
Favreau. Tell him to get into it.
We know Raimi, too. I know Raimi from years ago. But the thing is...
Who's Raimi?
Sam Raimi, the guy in Spider-Man.
Oh, well, no, she wants Iron Man.
How about Sam Raimi came to me years ago and said, would you write some stuff with me? And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, let's write a script together. Because he was a big fan. And I said...
Private Parts was also just awesome. And you were awesome in it.
Thanks. And I said to Sam... what am I going to write with you? I can do it myself. I don't need you. So that was a good choice. It was a good idea. Anyway, George Clooney. George Clooney comes up to you and says, listen, I'll give you a night. I'll rock your world. You wouldn't just take him
I'd
up
say
on it?
take me to Dantana's. Let's go to, I love Dantana's. Take me to Dantana's. Let's go somewhere sexy and cute and dark and, you know, flirt and have a little banter and talk about the world and then make kiss and cuddle for a minute and take me home.
Why didn't they give you the role of Mary Jane in Spider-Man? I mean, you did the part with him on the audition.
Have they already hired?
They clearly liked what they saw.
No, Kirsten Dunst and I were both in Bring It On, and I don't know. I mean, we were sort of absolute, you know, contrasting opposites, and I think they just wanted a more... I
think you would have been good at it. Because, first of all, Mary Jane...
But I think she did a nice job.
Did a nice job, but Mary Jane in the comic book, and I'm a big comic book fan. Look at my face. You can tell that's what I spent time doing. I wasn't hanging out with De Niro on set. So the fact of the matter is that when I read these comics, she was a very, like, model-looking type chick. Kirsten
was the star, Bring It On. I was like second fiddle. I don't know. Maybe they just went with that. But
that's weird. All right, one more question.
I'm producing a movie also coming up, and now I have my producer hat that I'm putting on, and that's kind of fun because now I can finally be who I want to be in this business and make the kind of movies I want to make.
But your new show.
I'll eventually be a political science professor like my mother, but for now,
really?
I'm digging this.
No kidding.
By the way, the show is called Dollhouse. Eliza's in it. It sounds like it's a good kind of action-type show.
It is.
And she wears hot outfits.
Kind of sexy.
And,
it's brain food, too, because Joss is really smart.
There's something else I had to ask you. You were on... the thing that used to drive me crazy was this Ashton Kutcher punked. They did a punk to you. And I had said, if anybody ever punked me and did what they did to you... I'd fucking kill him. I'd go bow hunting and put a bow right through his head. Never mind killing elks. So I'm telling you.
What did they do
I'm not killing an elk.
I don't know this.
Here, I'll give it to you real quick. She goes to a store, and basically, they accuse her of shoplifting.
Oh.
And it was shortly after the whole Winona debacle.
Oh, boy.
And did you cry?
I didn't cry. I was okay, to be honest, I was hungover. I was supposed to shoot the season finale of Buffy that day.
Right.
I was an hour late for work. I had never even heard of Punk'd, and this guy was going in on me. Like, they edited that, but he was saying some sharp, cutting things to me. And I got a little sailor mouth. I got my Boston sailor mouth, and I was just going like... I had to get out of there, and they had the doors blocked, and my friends had just, like, totally abandoned me and sold me down the river.
Right.
And I was going, like, why would I effing steal from... Like, I was freaking out, but I was not crying.
Why would you consent to that being shown? I would be furious, and I'd say, you know what? You know what? I'm going to punk this motherfucker. Ashton Kutcher is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you can't show
I'll punk his ass.
Once all the cameras come in, and it's like... I mean, I have kind of a good sense of humor, I think.
Too good a sense of humor.
I went, whatever. You know, they went through this whole thing, and Timberlake and then this party promoter in L.A. were the two that set me up. Because Timberlake had been punked first, and then they pick who they're going to
I would be furious.
Justin Timberlake?
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake?
Yeah.
And what they did to him, he cried. He cried like a bitch and then allowed them to air it.
It's comedy.
It's
Not when I'm crying. It's not comedy.
Bob, you're
we'll tell you what comedy
We're here with Eliza Dushku in Dollhouse, premiering tomorrow night.
How do you pronounce P-U-S-H?
Push.
Okay, so add a D and then put a coup in
Eliza Dushku in Dollhouse, premiering tomorrow night at 9 o'clock on Fox. Go ahead, Bob, in Paramus.
Good morning, everyone. Eliza, welcome to the show. I was just wondering if you could let all of us listening know what kind of panties you were wearing today.
You're probably not even wearing panties, are you, Eliza?
I am.
You are? Those are stockings.
I'll tell you they're not granny pants, but that's about as...
What, do you got, a thong panty on?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you. Well, that kind of dress, you'd have to wear one, right? I mean, everything is almost exposed.
No, it's not. I'm like wearing a turtleneck.
Yeah, but it's very tight.
Oh.
And if you would have panty line. And God knows no one wants that, right, Robin?
Right, Robin.
Panty line is no-no.
That's good. Like, whatever she's wearing on her legs, I don't know what you call those, but I like those, like net.
Usually, net stockings can usually go horribly wrong. I'm not a big fan, but those do look good.
Oh,
you got it together.
Good, yeah.
What kind of shoes you got?
Lubes.
Oh, lubes.
Levitones.
Let's go to George in Long Beach.
Hey, what's up, Howard? Hey, Elijah, I just want to tell you you're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I just need to know, downstairs...
That's a stretch.
Landing strip or Brazilian?
Eliza, what about it? Are you fully waxed, where we would see no hair, or do you leave a little something for a guy?
My brothers are going to be listening to this, and they don't want to know that stuff.
Shaving, I know my Robin has a little patch.
You don't know
I don't believe
You told me you have a little patch.
I don't. I mean,
that could be or could not be.
Look at you, Robin. Are you lying?
Beth said to me the other
how
night.
many times have you even asked us?
Beth said to me the other night. Beth said to me the other night that she was thinking of growing back some of the hair. You know, I shaved Beth when I first met her. I said, that is just not going to happen. I said that we got drunk and I shaved her.
And did you put your foot down when she said she might?
Listen, you can't tell anybody what to do with their pubic hair, but I said, listen, if you want my vote, I love it fully shaved. And, you know, I don't care if women say, oh, you want a little girl or something like that. No, I don't want a little girl. I just don't like hair.
Do you do the same? Or is it
I trim it down. It looks weird. I look like a plucked chicken. You have no idea. You would not want to see me. I Brazilian wax.
Can you imagine?
Didn't your brother tell you no one likes a bushy girl? I hope that
no one likes a bushy whore.
You don't believe?
Now we know what Howard and Robin look like.
You don't fully shave? Eliza, I picture you with a little landing strip. Am I close? Come on.
I won't do that to my brothers.
Why?
Maxim, he already almost dropped his baby. Like, this would send him over the edge.
Johnny O.
Thank you, Bob.
Go ahead, Johnny O. What's your question?
Big question of the morning, Howard. Big question of the morning. Eliza, are you into anal sex?
Would you ever try anal sex, Eliza, with a man you loved who really needed it from you?
Did I mention I was Mormon, too? I mean, this is over the top.
That's too much for you.
Come on, give it to her.
I'm just going to, in a word, no.
Hey, Howard?
Yeah.
Boo.
She's got to leave at 8:20.
Oh.
I'm going to see Regis and Kelly.
Oh, you're doing Regis and Kelly?
Yeah, and Conan later. I love Conan.
Very
He's
good.
a Boston boy.
Yes. Yeah, listen, I promised this guy, Double A, that if he put on a Cupid outfit, that he could meet you. He's a super fan. So he's wearing...
I knew Double A. I thought it was some guy.
It ain't this guy.
Oh, my God.
There he is. There's Double A.
Hi.
Double A, go ahead. You put on your diaper.
And he has a wing.
Hey now, Howard. How
you doing? Boy, you've gotten so fat.
Hey, what's the matter with you, Howard? What the fuck does George Clooney have on me, bro? You're supposed to be thinking of your boy out in the green room. Be building me up and stuff like that.
What are you eating that you got so heavy?
Hey, it's a lot of drinking. I'm having a good time.
How are you, Eliza?
Wow, I wouldn't touch him. Boy, Eliza shook his hand.
Oh, thank you.
Eliza, you want some pure
rose from the great Steven Singer.
Oh, a gold rose? Oh, how nice.
Yeah, he has a picture of you.
Yes.
That's my card for you, Eliza.
Yes.
Look at his arm.
Double A.
Thank you.
Yeah, he has pictures of me on his arm.
What a fan.
Yes.
Double A, you are a fan. I don't recall ever saying... You know,
Howard,
this guy swears he called me like 14 years ago. He said, if you ever have Eliza on the air, promise me you'll let me come on the show. And he claims I said yes.
Howard, for years upon years, I used to call in with my top 10 list all the time, and she made my top 10 list all the time. And I said, if she ever makes it on the show, you promise you'd let me come meet her, and you said yes. So you're a man of your word.
Okay, there you go. Yes.
Has Eliza ever dated a guy with a full tattoo of Howard Stern on his right arm?
I find that
dedication.
Sexy.
Yeah, Brad Penny has one.
I find it...
That's loyal.
What happened on Buffy the Vampire Slayer? Did you ever get it on with Sarah Michelle Gellar? Did the two of you ever hook up sexually?
No, but
Never.
the fans wished we... I mean, they had whole websites dedicated to our, like, lesbian love.
Did you get along with her?
Yeah.
You still friends with her?
We haven't seen each other in a while.
Isn't that weird?
That's kind of how it is.
Why?
You know?
What do you mean? Why not?
You move on to a new project and you're like immediately with 60 people that you're friends with.
Yeah, but there were rumors that she was very jealous when you came on the show and that it was hard for her because you were such a hot
No, she just
chick.
had to step it up in terms of the fighting. Like, because I was like, throw me in the fights, throw me off a building, run me over, let me beat up boys. And then she kind of all of a sudden went, well, I'm going to come in and fight too. And then Joss went great. And all of a sudden we had 8-page fight scenes going on.
Right,
and we
exactly.
were both in them.
So you were brought in to essentially light a fire under her ass, weren't you?
I don't know. I was supposed to come in for 3 episodes. I was enrolled in school in Boston. And I was supposed to try to make some money for school. And I... Three episodes turned into 7, turned into the season, and I moved out here.
Double A, you must be slathered in cologne. I'm smelling it from over here. Are you? What are you wearing?
I'm wearing Sean John.
Sean John. Well, certainly you look great, and you got to meet Eliza, so there you go.
Beautiful girl. Look how hot she is.
Thank you.
All right, you want to ask her one question quickly? Go ahead.
Yes. What are we doing later on tonight? Can we get on a date or something like that?
I'm going to Amphar, and I have a date. My gay boy best friend Roman is going to be my date.
Best friend.
Dude, a gay guy's going over you fruit.
It's okay. Listen, she's got my card. She can give me a call.
Would you call him if you're interested?
She would never date you.
All right. And double A.
Listen to me. That's not a no.
What's AMFAR?
Yeah, what?
That's a charity for AIDS.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know that. I didn't get the AMFAR flyer.
What's wrong with
I live in Jersey.
Double A, are you wearing every bottle of Sean John or just one?
Come on, man. I mean, look how my dress over here.
What
do you want me to do? I sprayed it right before I came in.
Did you go tanning?
No, I was in South Beach. So
were you?
Yeah.
Nice, because you have a nice tan.
I tell you, he gets a lot of women. Don't ask me.
I do.
All right.
Double A, she's taking a fruit to a charity over you.
It's all good. Listen, I didn't expect to go to a charity, but next time she's in town, I will love to take her.
Maybe you'll hook up. You're fun. All right, Double A.
She's got your card.
Thank you very much, Double A. There is Double A. Well, Eliza Dushku. Dushku.
Stay away from her, Double A. Tackle him. Tackle him.
All right, you shook her hand enough. Don't be an animal.
Telling me is wear that all day.
Go say hi to the fan she's dating tonight.
Eliza, pleasure meeting you.
So nice meeting you.
The new show is called Dollhouse. I'm going to check it out. That's tomorrow night at 9 o'clock on Fox. I'll get to see you in exciting outfits.
Yes.
With exciting storylines.
Riding motorcycles, bow hunting, speaking Russian, just doing the whole deal.
Speaking Russian, that's hot.
Yeah.
I like that. A lot of strippers speak Russian.
And also, Black Widow was a Russian spy. So, call Favreau.
Oh, yeah, put her in this movie.
All right, well, we'll talk about it. Well, listen, I'm a fan of yours.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. And we'll be back right after these words. Yeah, that actress, Eliza Dushku.
It's Push. Dushku.
Push, Dushku.
It's not USA, it's USA.
No, she's hot. There's no question.
Yeah, she is. She's got everyone out there smitten.
Yeah, everyone's like all freaked out. They can't handle it.